All right, we are back on Get Up, and it is Sneaky Hembo for Schrager. So Indiana is 2 wins away from becoming the second D1 school ever to win undefeated national championships in both football and men's basketball. What is currently the only school to have done it?
All right, I'm thinking off the radar. I'm thinking Alex Smith and the Utah Utes, and then I'm thinking maybe in like the 50s or 60s they did. I'm saying Utah.
Utah is the answer to a different interesting trivia question. They are the only school to have the number one overall pick in the drafts in the same year. But the answer here is UCLA. When in doubt with college basketball, you go UCLA. They won 4 undefeated national championships under John Wooden and did win 1 in college football. Score that one for Niki Hembo. All right, time for a game of Who You Got. We have our betting expert, Joe Fortenbaugh, in here. We got 3 games that'll decide divisions this weekend. So let's take them in order, beginning with the NFC South. Joe, Panthers, Bucs, who you got?
Bucs, he says cautiously, knowing they're 0-8 against the spread in their last 8 games. This comes down to pricing. 2 weeks ago, these two met in Carolina. Tampa was -3. Now, 2 weeks later, it's in Tampa. Tampa's still -3. It's a rock bottom price, in my opinion. Take note of this. Carolina's -67 in point differential this year. The Giants are -75. That's way too close for comfort.
Bartholomew, you like the Panthers?
Yeah, man. Defense wins championships. Division championships.
Harry?
I'm going with the Panthers because I call their first matchup and the inability to play man coverage on the outside. Teteroy, McMillan, Jalen Coker, those guys winning on go routes. 1 for a touchdown, 1 set up the game with a field goal. I'm going with the Panthers in this one.
Peter's covering this game for us, so no pick from him, but all the insight. Peter, what are you watching for?
It's going to be an interesting one. We spoke to the Buccaneers yesterday in a production meeting, and they know what time it is. It's the first time this season that they don't control their own destiny. Baker said they're going to try to play loose and get this thing together, but so many veterans on that team, the JPPs, the Levante Davids, the Bakers, the Mike Evans. You'd hate to think they're going to finish the season 1-9, and that's how they go out with a whimper.
It's amazing when you think about where they were at one point this season. All right, then Saturday night, that game's on ESPN. Then tomorrow night's game also on ESPN. Seahawks and Niners, that's for the 1 seed. Joe, who you got?
I'll lay the 1.5 with Seattle. Sam Darnold's struggles this year have come when he's facing pressure. The good news for him, San Francisco can't generate pressure. Since Nick Bosa went down after week 3, Niners ranked 31st in pass rush win rate. Best unit on the field will be the Seattle defense. A lot of hype for the Niner offense, but over the last 7 weeks, they've cooked against teams like the Bears, the Colts, the Titans, the Panthers, and the Cardinals. Not exactly a who's who of defenses.
Bart.
I mean, this was a close game, but people forget it was the first game of the season, and Sam Darnold was under duress. No Nick Bosa this time. I think, people aren't giving the Seattle Seahawks defense the credit for how dominant they are. The West Coast bias.
Harry.
I'm going with Vanilla Vic and Brock Purdy. The way he's playing right now, I think he's the hottest quarterback in the NFL. And then Christian McCaffrey. Hey, Joe, you're a hater.
Who else? Schrager, I see the Niners under your name.
Yeah, Sam Darnold last year in this situation didn't exactly bring it. We'll see if he can this year. I understand the thought that the Seattle defense is unbelievable, but have you watched Brock Purdy in this offense? They've accounted for 90 points the last 2 weeks. If they win this game, it's been well documented. They don't have to leave their rooms. They don't have to leave their homes the entire way through the end of February, as they'll have the 1 seed and the Super Bowl played in their building. I kind of like the Niners in this one.
Feels like this one also could be for the coach of the year for Kyle Shanahan if they get the number 1 seed with everything that they have missed. Okay, Joe, Steelers, Ravens finishes the season on Sunday night. Who you got?
Tough one here. I have a better bet on the total. We'll get to that in a minute. For the side, I'd look to the Ravens, despite the fact that this is a classic Mike Tomlin spot. He's been a dog in his career against the Ravens 20 times, 14-4-2 against the spread in those spots. Now, this is broken down since 2020, where he's had just as much success. So you generally don't want to fade Tomlin here, but given how the offense looked last week against Cleveland without DK Metcalf, I'd be looking to the Ravens.
We talked about this game big picture a little bit earlier and all the things that are on the line. Will it be Aaron Rodgers' last game? Lamar Jackson's future feels like it's suddenly at least a little bit murky. And you got Harbaugh and you got Tomlin. At the end of the day, let's talk about the game itself. Bart, you've got the Ravens, which is obviously not a surprise. Why do you think they win?
Well, I just think the physicality of Baltimore. I just try and figure out, where does Aaron Rodgers get the offense from, right? No Washington, no Metcalf. And that mistake, that error he made may come back and cost a lot of people their jobs.
Talking about DK Metcalf.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 2-game suspension. How about you, Harry?
I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. I think it's going to be a heavy Derrick Henry game. This is a guy that you can rely on, you can lean on, you can put the entire offense on his shoulders. He's shown the only running back I've known to lead a team to an AFC Championship game appearance back in 2019, I believe. But whenever you have a running back that can pimp slap anybody on defense, yeah, I'm taking that guy all day.
Ball security, job security, though.
Peter, you're going the other way.
I am. I've known Aaron Rodgers 20 years. I think he lives for moments like this, especially when he looks at those graphics of 3 people picking against him. The game's in Pittsburgh. A couple of weeks ago, they played Baltimore in Baltimore. They smacked them in the mouth to start the game, and they never looked back. I look at this. I think that Aaron Rodgers says, hey, let's put all our chips at the table. Let's go find a way. Let's win. And guess what? If they do win, next week they're home again and in a wide-open AFC with basically Josh Allen and C.J. Stroud and Drake May and Bo Nix and not Lamar and not Mahomes and not Burrow. Well, then we have a whole new lease on life. I like the Steelers in this one. Aaron Rodgers, one last fight. Let's go.
You look skeptical for it.
They scored 6 points against Cleveland last week. And before anyone says, well, Cleveland's got a great defense, December 7th, they gave up 30-plus to Tennessee at home in a loss. Peter makes good points. I mean, Tomlin as a dog in this spot has come through. I just don't know where they're going to get the offense from.
That's the question. To me, the DK Metcalf factor is just overwhelming because, Peter, as you're talking about that game they played in Baltimore a few weeks ago, he had a huge game.
He had him.
And that absence, I think, is, again, from a receiver's perspective, I mean, that absence is enormous.
Yeah, 100%. And then also Darnell Washington, he's a large part of their offense. So
run game.
Literally and figuratively, yes.
So you don't have any of those two guys. I'm trying to figure out where the offense is going to come from.
All right, Fortenbaugh, you said
Adam
go ahead, Peter.
Thielen.
Yeah, say it
Adam
again?
Thielen, Scotty Miller.
Yeah,
they're going to all have to step up.
You don't believe that.
This is why you brought him in.
I can see it in your face.
We'll see what happens. That'll be the last game of the regular season. Will it be the last game for Aaron Rodgers? We're going to find out. We've got the promo here again. We've got the regular.
This is our last chance, and it's blatantly obvious.
We're not looking at the past. There's nothing this league can tell you to your next.
Young throws, touchdown Carolina. Todd Cobb, touchdown Tampa Bay. Number 6 is just going to make a play.
Everything in terms of getting the first seed in the playoffs.
Purdy throws middle, touchdown! Throw is made, touchdown! Seahawks!
I have full confidence we'll go home and win.
Rodgers rolling, he fires underneath, touchdown Pittsburgh Steelers. They throw to the end zone, touchdown Ravens!
To have a chance at home to get into the playoffs and win the division, wouldn't have it any other way.
All right, we got 2 unbelievable games tomorrow, which is terrific. We look forward to those. And then, of course, the late Sunday game is the Ravens and the Steelers in Pittsburgh, and that one's for all the AFC North marbles. And you had one last best bet.
Low-scoring game there, under 40.5. Open around 43 has been bet down. You saw what Pittsburgh's offense looked like with no DK Metcalf. 6 points, 291 yards against Cleveland. History in this series is on the low-scoring side. Last 11 meetings, 35 points per game, under goes 9-2.
It's almost impossible for me to imagine, and this is exactly when things flip in the other direction, because I can't figure out a way Pittsburgh wins this game. With the absence of DK Metcalf, the way their offense has looked, if the Ravens get any offense at all in this game, I don't know how the Steelers win.
I mean, is T.J. Watt even going to play?
Right.
And you talk about all the variables, but, the one deciding factor and equalizer we know is turnovers. And Derrick Henry, as great as he's been, if he's going to carry the ball 35 times, all it takes is one fumble to be pivotal to change that matchup.
I think that's the one way. I think turnovers from the quarterback position and also from players fumbling. It's not just Derrick Henry. It's been, Lamar Jackson. It's also been Isaiah Likely going into the end zone fumbling the football, Zay Flowers. So if they cannot protect the football, the Baltimore Ravens, they would not win this ball game. I think that's the only way they lose it.
What a week of football this has been, with the college football quarterfinals now behind us, setting up a fascinating Final Four, and now Week 18 of the NFL season is upon us. We will be back and better than ever Monday to break it all down. First Take starts now.